So now let's talk about the story of the case. The story of the case refers to really what story we're going to tell the jury. Like what version of facts and how does it fit into a framework of how the injury affected your life, right? Everybody's heard the phrase, there's two sides to every story. But the truth is, if you read books on like script writing and stuff like that, there's actually like a million stories to tell for any incident that occurs. You could tell it from one side or the other. You could tell it from the perspective of a witness or another witness. You could tell it from top down. There's like a million ways to tell every story. And really, it isn't the facts or the law of the case that motivate a judge and jury to give money and to believe one story over the other. It's really what story is chosen and who tells the story and which part of the story each person tells. So I want to give you an example that hopefully will demonstrate to you the power of deciding what story to tell. So here we go. Here's version 1. A man named Jim Smith got rear-ended on the expressway. He got hurt real bad. His car was destroyed. He was hit by a semi-truck and was in the hospital for almost a year. He had a lot of doctor bills. Therapy took a long time. He lost a lot of time from work. It affected his life in a lot of ways. He now has scars on his body. He had a lot of surgeries. It would be fair to say that this was one of the biggest events and most negative events in Jim's life. That's one version of the story. Here's the second version. Harry was in the middle of a divorce. His head was killing him from the drinking he did the night before. He only got 4 hours of fitful sleep the night before, and he was on his 15th hour of driving his semi-truck. Harry knew his truck was overloaded and knew that he probably was in violation of the driving rules that limit how many hours a truck driver can drive in a week. But his boss told him, get that load delivered, and his boss said it in that final, direct way that Harry knew it meant his job. It was getting dark on the expressway, and the speed limit was 65. Pushing the limit is something Harry learned to do on this job all the time. Harry felt his eyes getting heavy as it got dark outside, but he had to get that load delivered. Unbeknownst to Harry, in front of Harry and Harry's semi-truck, a man named Jim was driving his car home from work. On the way home from work, Jim was in a great mood. It was his son's 7th birthday. In the trunk of his car, Jim had the bicycle that his son had wanted all year. Jim had worked overtime to save up the money for the bike. He was excited to see the look he could already imagine on his son's face. As he headed home on the expressway, traffic ahead of Jim slowed and stopped. So Jim slowed and stopped. Jim never saw it coming. The next thing Jim remembers is waking up in a hospital 3 months before his son's 8th birthday. Now, I don't know if this came across clearly, but hopefully the difference in the two stories gives you some indication of how powerful and important how a story is told is, and choosing what story to tell. Now, insurance companies don't care about the story of the case. Insurance companies want your case to be about the date, the time, the temperature, the road, what direction you were traveling, the medical diagnosis, the numbers, right? Because that's all they care about. But what motivates people, I mean, if you think about the great stories that are in the Bible that have motivated people for 2,000 years, or even more recent stories like Star Wars or Game of Thrones, or any of the stories that you've read and enjoyed either in a book or on television or on the big screen at a movie theater, you know the power of a story. And it is so important not to get dragged into the narrative that insurance companies want to keep us in, that the whole case is about the data, the who, what, when, where, and why, right? Choosing the story of the case and how you tell the story is so important to whether you're going to get a good outcome, which is why it's important that you think carefully about whether you want to present a case to a judge or jury yourself or whether you want to hire a lawyer to do it. And if you hire a lawyer, you ought to hire a lawyer who has some idea and some experience in crafting stories that motivate judges and juries to really consider the human losses that a person has as a result of an injury. Thanks for watching. If you or anyone you know has been hurt in an accident and needs a lawyer, or even just has questions, give me a call anytime, day or night, at 312-500-4500. You can call me anytime, day or night, and the consultation is free. That's 312-500-4500. Or if you're not ready to talk to a lawyer, I made 2 great tools that really help people out that you can use for free on my website. The links are in the description. The first one is called the Case Cash Calculator, and it tells you what your case might be worth. The other is called the Good Case Calculator, and it tells you whether you might have a good case or you might have a case with some challenges. The best part is that they're 100% free to use on my website, and it only takes you 20 seconds flat to answer 7 multiple choice questions right off the top of your head. And then you get custom information about your particular injury situation fast and for free. So check them out, links in the description. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel. I release 2 new videos every week, and this way you'll get notice of them. And if you have a question you'd like answered in a video, just leave a comment with your question in the comments section. Finally, if you enjoy my videos or if I've helped you in any way, I hope you'll consider doing me a favor. Injury law is a very competitive field, and I like having a small independent firm so I can help people who need it. People really rely on Google reviews when deciding who to hire, so I hope you'll consider leaving me a 5-star review on Google. It only takes a few seconds, but it's a favor to me that I would really appreciate. The link is in the description. You just go to that link, click 5 stars, say a kind word, hit submit, and you're done. Once again, I hope you and your family are well, and if anyone you know needs an injury lawyer or has questions, please send them my way by calling 312-500-4500. Thanks again for watching. Take care.